Welcome to More Than It Seems, Stories Beyond the Cardboard, a series where one piece of cardboard can create the ultimate link to baseball history. Behind every photo and stat line lies something richer: resilience, drama, joy, heartbreak. Untold stories that go far beyond the box score. This isn't just about collecting the cards, it's about forming a lasting connection. I'm John, and I'm glad you're here. Today's story isn't about far-fetched home run records or infamous Hall of Fame speeches. It's about a man whose biggest opponent wasn't wearing another team's uniform. It was his own mind. This is the story of Jimmy Piersall, a two-time Gold Glove center fielder known for his brilliance in the field, his unpredictable antics, and his honesty about something baseball never wanted to talk about in the 1950s: mental health. "Probably the best thing that happened to me was going nuts," he once said. "Nobody knew who I was until that happened." Jimmy Piersall, pictured here in his 1951 Bowman rookie card, was born in Waterbury, Connecticut in 1929, the son of a strict father and a mother who battled mental illness for much of his childhood. Baseball wasn't just a game in the Piersall household. It was destiny. His father, John, made sure of that. Jimmy was a gifted athlete from the start. Quick, fiery, competitive to the bone. At Leavenworth High School, he became a legendary basketball player, once scoring 29 points in the New England championship game at Boston Garden. But baseball was his ticket out. By 1948, at just 18 years old, he signed with the Boston Red Sox, turning down a basketball and baseball scholarship from Duke University and offers from the New York Yankees. "I wouldn't give my Yankee friends the satisfaction," he later joked. He quickly climbed the minor league ladder, known for his flashy defense and endless energy. By 1952, Piersall made the Red Sox roster. He was just 22 years old, sharing the clubhouse with Ted Williams, and he had the swagger of someone who thought he could take on the world. But that confidence was masking something deeper: a mind racing faster than any ball he could ever chase down in center field. Baseball in the early 1950s demanded composure. You didn't show emotion. You didn't talk back. Jimmy Piersall didn't get that memo. He argued with umpires, shouted from the dugout, mocked opposing players, and even imitated teammates on the field. Fans laughed at first. Then they started to worry. The truth was, Jimmy was quickly spiraling. His behavior, what the newspapers called antics, were symptoms of something much more serious. In 1952, he unraveled. He got into multiple fights, including one with Yankees infielder Billy Martin, and clashed with teammates. He was ejected from games, suspended, and finally demoted to the minors. His mental health collapsed soon after. Piersall was admitted to Baldpate Hospital in Massachusetts and later transferred to a state facility where he was diagnosed with manic depression, what we now know as bipolar disorder. He underwent electroshock therapy, lost large parts of his memory, and for weeks had no idea he'd even played for the Red Sox that season. In a decade when no one talked about mental illness, least of all professional athletes, Piersall's career seemed over before it began. But somehow, it wasn't. In 1953, Jimmy came back to the Red Sox, and he didn't just play, he thrived. He hit .272, led the league in sacrifice hits, and made jaw-dropping catches that had Casey Stengel calling him the best defensive right fielder I've ever seen. One writer said he played like he was powered by electricity. He did everything at full throttle: running, talking, laughing, thinking, always in motion. By 1954, he was an all-star and one of the game's top defensive outfielders. He studied hitters obsessively, kept his own notes on positioning, and taught teammates where to play. He wasn't just a performer, he was a technician. The same mind that once betrayed him was now helping him become elite. In 1955, with the help of sports writer Al Hirschberg, Piersall published his autobiography, Fear Strikes Out. It was shockingly honest for its time, a first-person account of his breakdown, treatment, and recovery. He said he wrote it for others battling similar struggles, hoping they'd become enheartened in their own efforts at rehabilitation. The book was a hit. 2 years later, Hollywood turned it into a film starring Anthony Perkins. But Jimmy hated it. He said it made him look like a mama's boy gone mad, rather than a man fighting a real illness. Still, Fear Strikes Out forced baseball and the country to confront a taboo subject. Long before players like Jaron Duran, Kevin Love, or even Simone Biles shared their experiences, Jimmy Piersall made it okay to talk about mental health in sports. Piersall played 17 seasons, spending time with the Red Sox, Cleveland Indians, Washington Senators, New York Mets, and the Los Angeles Angels. He was a two-time All-Star and two-time Gold Glove winner, and his career, while not Hall of Fame bound, was filled with unforgettable moments. In 1963, while with the Mets, he hit his 100th career home run and celebrated by running the bases backward, literally facing the outfield as he rounded the bags. It was classic Piersall, equal parts humor, rebellion, and showmanship. He later said, "I wasn't trying to make fun of the game. I was just being me." After retiring in 1967, he became a broadcaster with the Chicago White Sox, partnering with the legendary Harry Carey. The duo was hilarious, unpredictable, and occasionally explosive. Piersall never censored himself, once saying, "I just tell the truth. Sometimes the truth gets you in trouble." He wasn't wrong. Jimmy Piersall passed away in 2017 at the age of 87. By then, the world had changed. Conversations about mental health were happening openly, in locker rooms, boardrooms, and press conferences. What had once made Jimmy an outcast now made him a pioneer. He said later in life that his breakdown might have been the best thing that ever happened to him. It gave him perspective. It made him famous, but it also gave him a mission. Jimmy's story reminds us that strength isn't about silence, it's about honesty. He taught us that being open about your struggles doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. Behind every baseball card, every stat line, every smile, there's a human being fighting their own battles. Jimmy Piersall just happened to fight his in front of millions. As he once said, "I didn't want to be the funniest man in baseball. I just wanted to be the best center fielder." Maybe he was both. This has been More Than It Seems, Stories Beyond the Cardboard. I'm John. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like the video and leave a comment. And remember, the stats on the back of the card never tell the full story. It's always more than it seems.